And we're live. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in Bullshit. I am your host, Justin Proper, and today I am joined by two very special guests. First off, if you've ever been to any chat in the Fandom Menace, you will recognize this lovely woman, and who also has a channel for herself, Teresa Martin. First time having you on the channel. What's up?
Hey, not much. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for that nice introduction.
Absolutely. It's great having you on. And of course, we also have another first timer on the channel, one of the founders of the Fandom Collective, which has really grown so much over the past year. Jeff the Iron Wolf. Man, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing just, working for a living. What can I say, man?
All right. And so we're going to tweet this out here. Okay. And we're exactly. Okay. So anyways, there was a lot of Star Wars in the news this week. Have you guys read about this?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's all over the place.
Where should we start? Do you want to start with the Palpatine failed clone or the Palpatine failed clone?
Which failed clone?
I think that's kind of funny that they kind of had it in pairs. You know?
Yeah.
I find that quite ironic. But the first one is it came out that Star Wars officially, it is in a novelization. It was explained that Palpatine was a clone in the Rise of Skywalker. First off, I don't know about you, but does that change anything to you at all? Like, what does that change anything in terms of the quality of the movie?
No.
Or of lack thereof?
No, absolutely. If anything, I was watching a YouTuber called Thor Skywalker, if you guys don't know him.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was absolutely correct in his summation where he says, all it does is bring up more questions than it answers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it does. It is so
Exactly.
bad.
The alternative was just JJ's his hackiness, his I'm gonna rip off direct lines from George Lucas's previous films to explain how I came back out of buttfuck nowhere. Pardon my French.
Justin, here's a
Yeah.
better one. Here's a better one. The whole thing that Palpatine, that we see in the movie is a failed clone. This is a direct ripoff of the EU when Kathleen Kennedy bold-faced said, we've got no material to work from. And it's like, you just ripped off Dark Empire wholesale. So how can you sit there and feed us this drivel if you've got no material to work with?
Well, isn't that interesting? Well, they've also used Thrawn in Rebels, so it's not like they are it's not like they don't have a plethora of material. You're absolutely right, but I don't know, with the new direction, I guess they didn't have anywhere to go because they were written in a corner narratively.
Yeah, and
nowhere to go.
did you see that article with Rian Johnson where he said, "I don't give a damn about canon"?
Yes. I am not sure where that was, but I think it was somewhere here, a Freudian slip. He says, I don't really think in terms of universes or in terms of creating worlds or whatever. That's not that interesting to me. The only thing that is interesting to me is the story.
Yeah, but the thing is, the world that you create is the backbone of your freaking story. So how the hell can you not care about it?
This guy is not very good with universe building. You should not bring him onto the Fast and the Furious. You probably don't. You shouldn't do anything. You shouldn't have him direct a Star Trek film. Nothing like that.
Let me put it to you this way. Midnight's Edge put it best. Look, the guy is good at doing his niche stuff, like something like Knives Out, where he could just tell a story and that's it. And Knives Out wasn't that bad.
Did you see it?
I've seen parts of it. I mean, I've seen like snippets of it here and there, but it didn't look like, oh my God, absolutely terrible. It just looked like, not really for me. But most of the reviews I've got it was all right. But this isn't so much a failure of Rian Johnson, is a failure of we have no lead producer like George Lucas at the reins commanding the movies who didn't rein in their directors.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan Johnson is a total ridiculous human being, but he only got away with what he did was because they let him. I mean, if he'd have come with the script and they'd have gone, no. And I'm sure if they'd told him no, he would have probably done, acquiesced with them. But he's not the owner of Lucasfilm. He's not running anything. So he was allowed to do what he did. So that's why I put the blame onto the leadership.
And you know what's hysterical? He was the only one given that amount of free reign. J.J. Abrams wasn't given that free reign. None of the directors for Rogue One was given that kind of free reign. Both sets of directors for Solo was never given that free reign, but Ryan Johnson for some reason was.
And he doesn't care about canon. I mean, look at him. Look at it, the glee upon his face right there. That's just like, I can do whatever I want and I don't care. Like, that's you know, like that's the kind of like the glee-ness. I mean, he's so happy about it. I mean, look at him.
but again, if it's a movie where he can tell his own story, he's actually not that bad. Like again, Knives Out, but don't give him a franchise to work on.
Yeah,
it's terrible. He is not good for it.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
Isn't the Star Wars, the Last Jedi, the only franchise he actually has worked on? The rest of them were his original works, if I'm correct.
No,
yes.
He directed a couple of episodes of Breaking Bad, but that was, television directing, which is not the same as movie directing. Basically, you're just there to steer the ship that episode.
I was about ready to say, I'm sure that they had a writer's room, they had an overarching story. Yeah, that's totally different.
He didn't write the story. He just came in to direct the story that he was given. And they said those episodes were actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's a very talented director. Yeah. So as far as writing, he's never tried to write except for Star Wars then.
Well, Knives Out he wrote.
But when it's a franchise, that's what I mean.
Yeah. This is the first franchise he's ever written. And like I said, he was given carte blanche to do whatever, which is why everything that got set up in The Force Awakens, which even at the time I considered at best a 6 out of 10 when it came out, because I considered it almost a blatant ripoff, but JJ didn't go out of his way to try and ruin Star Wars.
No.
In so much. Though
he tried so hard.
For the member
Wookiee a medal. Like he's really, really reaching there.
Yeah, but everything that got set up in The Force Awakens that we were debating about for 2 years, Ryan Johnson basically just went, I don't give a crap about that. I'm gonna tell my own story. Yeah. That's why everybody says it's so disjointed. It's a bad. Yeah. He wrote an ending story in the middle beat.
Yeah, and these are pretty much all conversations that we've had for quite some time over this subject. I mean, I don't know what new we could say about this.
PB,
what's up, PB?
Except he's just confirming what we all knew.
What is up?
Oh,
hey.
BB,
how you doing?
Not bad. I just got home, and I knew I was supposed to be here about 8.5 minutes ago, and as usual, I'm late.
Hey, better late than never, brother.
That's okay. As usual, so are we. And we're just going to blame it on you each time.
But I will take the credit.
But getting back to the whole bad clone thing, this is everything that I see with the book, and it kind of ties everything up. It's a retcon for a retcon for a retcon for a retcon. At trying to please everybody and pleasing absolutely no one. There's the Palpatine was a bad clone. His quote-unquote son was a bad clone.
Everyone was a bad clone.
Hey, real quick, I'm just going to say hello to the peeps in the chat. What's up, Trap? How you doing? We also got Generation Productions in there. How you doing? Perp Minded is in there, and he says Knives Out is on fire. He says it's fire.
Yeah, but
I love it. Oh, my God. And Perp says proper that is you in 10 years. I'm sure he's not referring to this at all. Like, this is me. Oh, my God. It's ridiculous. That was me yesterday. I'm surprised no one noticed until just now.
Yeah, but going back to the book.
And General Zod, what's up, man? How you doing?
General Zod.
Woohoo. And the Gilk man. I love Thomas Gilkey has changed his YouTube name to the Gilk Man.
The Gilk Man.
Congratulations, Thomas. He is now called the Gilk Man. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
That's
So it-
great.
I will get on board with it. It's a much better change than going from proper Jeremy to proper Jenny.
oh, thank you.
Oh.
Oh my God! You have to bring that up
Jenny!
again.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Jenny.
April Fool's gone wrong. A cautionary tale.
I don't think. I don't. I don't think I'm ever gonna live that.
You
down.
better celebrate the 1-year anniversary of that fuck up.
Oh, of course. Like repeat the same mistake. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Well, you're totally schizophrenic. You've gone through 3 different names. We're Proper Jeremy, Proper Jenny, and now Justin Proper.
Yep. And here we go.
Oh,
Here it is once again. Laugh it
There
up.
it is.
Oh,
There we go.
and Jeremy Prime thought that
Hairdo.
was the most hysterical thing.
All right. Now it's over.
Uh,
Oh, geez. Oh my God. Trev's like, has it been a year already? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been that long. It's been
yeah,
that long.
actually, Justin and I were talking off air where we were literally talking about it's almost been a year since the last year's Star Wars celebration where we actually met.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's getting close too. I mean, that's pretty crazy how time flies like that. That was a lot of fun.
That was because we got to meet Anna, the bullshitters, Jesse, Ethan
Yeah, we
Van
had to meet
Sciver.
everyone. Oh yeah. But you just came the one day, right?
Yeah, that's all I could afford to do.
Oh no,
But the-
that's all good.
But the funniest part was I probably could have come all 3 days and used the same pass and no one would have give a shit.
Yeah, that's what's so
Ah!
strange is that no, I mean literally nobody cared. Nobody checked your badges at all.
Well,
at
that was
Celebration.
that was just like to get on the floor. If you tried to go into like the panels and all that, then
no,
they
not
cared.
even that.
Oh, they didn't even care at the panels. Well, I didn't really want
Mm-mm.
to do it, but I just wanted to be out on the floor and just see everybody and just go to all different areas. It was so awesome.
Oh, I know.
the last one celebration I've been to was 2005 when the Revenge of the Sith came out. That was loads of fun.
I saw that actually at Camp Pendleton. I was getting ready to. I was working up to deploy.
Wow.
Well, let's just put it to you this way. My Gunny, he is part of the 501st Legion. If you look him up, he is TK2671, which is his MOS. He went to Revenge of the Sith in full movie quality Stormtrooper armor
hmm
and sat through the whole film.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, our local 501st did that too.
That had to be so uncomfortable.
Oh, for sure. That's dedication. That's the way we were until all this insanity came up. Now, looking at this whole thing with the whole clones, to go back to your question, Justin,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't change anything. No, because I ignored the whole Palpatine coming back. It was like I was watching fan fiction because it didn't make any sense, even if it was really Palpatine. It did not make one bit of sense. And now that he's a clone, it makes even less sense. It's
Why
like
does it make less sense
well, because
than him actually returning?
okay. It made no sense with him returning, but to make him a clone makes less sense because in the movie, just from looking at the movie, he was all had his scars as people have pointed out. So to make him a clone, then why did he have all the same scars as Palpatine? He should have been.
Why wasn't his clone young? I mean, this is what
Yeah.
happened in the Dark Horse comics was Palpatine came back as a young man.
Yeah, he should have been young, like all clones. They start off as little babies. And why would he have had the same look as post burned up Palpatine?
Yeah,
from
and
Revenge of the
also
Sith?
how does this also makes no sense because of it just adds more confusion when you add Rey's father, which is said to be a failed Palpatine clone, which is what episode 9 left out for good reasons.
It's
It
so
just
dumb.
makes
I
it
mean-
worse.
I mean, everybody's saying, "Oh, who would want to get with Palpatine, that old shriveled up man?" It's like there are women who would
Oh.
crawl over chewed glass to get a piece of
Mhm.
Palpatine because he's the most powerful man in the Empire.
Yeah, they lay
Oh, yeah.
back and think
Yeah,
with the
don't
Empire.
you want
do
to
what you
feel
have to
the
do.
Force?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of women have slept with a lot of old decrepit men because of money and power. Absolutely, he probably had babes out the door.
Oh yeah.
Hugh Hefner for the longest time.
Well, not
Oh.
to mention that I assume Palpatine could get any weak-minded woman in his bed with the Jedi mind trick.
Oh, absolutely. Or the fact that he didn't even have to do the deed. I mean, his junk would still work. Just take samples of it, and there you
Right.
go.
Oh, the visual imagery is just
I know, but still.
ew, disgusting.
Right? There's
This is
a
disgusting.
dozen rays all over the
What's
galaxy.
wrong with this? Like, are you
Oh.
telling me like this isn't bad?
Oh no, I'd do that, yeah, but not the old burned up creeper. I mean, even
Yeah, look at that hair.
mirrored with his voice. I mean, any day. But
You know what would have been really good to have seen Matt Smith. They were talking about possibly being a young Palpatine. Have
Yeah.
Matt Smith just mouth the lines and have Ian McDermott talk
Ew.
over it.
What did that? Yeah, that's disgusting.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that that's exactly what happened because Matt Smith was a part of the production until suddenly he wasn't. It was just a rumor. Ha ha ha. It's like no, they cut it.
Ew,
Yeah, no.
oh, that nice set of British teeth.
Oh no.
Ew. Ugh. Oh my god, it's like that snake from Harry Potter. They're like
Oh,
coming out like oh my,
Mindy.
it's disgusting. Oh
So does
Oh,
he have a
oh,
British
jeez.
dental plan?
oh man.
That's what socialized healthcare will do to you.
I don't understand. His teeth don't look that bad right now. What happened?
I don't know. But speaking
Between
of
then and now, like what the fuck? It's
Yeah, but-
disgusting.
the funniest thing I hear about British healthcare and social healthcare, it's like, Medicare for all. You mean the Department of Veterans Affairs for all? Just a little joke there for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, healthcare for all if they let you. Yeah, it'll be free. It's free if you can get it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
see the whole thing. See, it's all confusing because first of all, they didn't explain it in the movie. It's just like hardy har har, I'm back, and now this him being a
Oh
clone.
God!
Oh
What the-
dear.
Oh, what the hell is that,
I have no idea.
dude?
I have no idea what that is. But
Justin,
the-
just stop, please. Just stop. For the love of God, stop. I do not want to have nightmares.
oh my god! It look. Jesus. See that PB. Okay, is Perp still in the chat? This looks like a better Falcor
I'm
than
not sure.
Falcor. I'm just putting that out here. I'm just putting that out there. That is Falcor.
Oh,
Oh
man.
God! Oh.
Oh,
Ian
you're
McDermott
welcome.
as Falcor.
You're welcome. Perp. That is precisely what it looked like to me as a child. I was scared of it, petrified.
I loved Falcor. Falcor was the luck dragon.
No, it looks ugly and repulsive. But anyways, oh my gosh.
You
But
look like a big overgrown
Yeah.
puppy.
This story definitely sounds like some bullshit.
yeah, what about but with the father though? Like Rey's father is a failed Palpatine clone. How does that work though?
Justin, what's even worse, it's a failed Palpatine clone that can't use the Force, but somehow he produces a child that's one of the most powerful Force users ever.
I
Right.
got nothing on that. He said he lived after a fashion, and Kylo could feel in his very bones that this clone body sheltered the Emperor's actual spirit.
And as I said before, that's a ripoff of the Dark Horse Karma. Dark Empire is a
So wait a
literal
second.
ripoff.
Yeah, so he really is. Wait, so Palpatine really is inside of that clone?
Yeah, basically they transferred his Force Ghost into the clone, and the clone decayed because it can't
Yeah.
handle the power because it's not a perfect clone.
What
It can't handle all of my force energy.
Oh my
Which-
god.
Which was the thing in the Dark Horse comic. But the thing is, it was the clone that they were using in the Dark Horse comic was a Sparty clone, which wasn't as good as the Camino clone, and it tended to fall apart quickly. They rapidly aged it to manhood, but then it would just fall apart. But
Well, look at this this quote right here. This is according to the novelization. One genetic strandcast lived, thrived even. A not quite identical clone, his son, quote unquote, which is that's strange. Like how do you fail cloning, like, and it's still able to produce, and I don't know.
well, Justin,
As you were saying, it's making me think that too. Anyways, I gotta finish the quote first. He says, "But he was useless." Oh my god, I love this. What a very proud father. He was useless. Powerful failure. A powerful failure. I love it. Palpatine could not even bear to look upon such disappointing ordinariness. Wow. Well, the boy's
the
only
worst
worth
writing
would
ever.
lay in continuing the bloodline through more natural methods. Oh my god.
so dumb, so dumb.
That's really harsh. It's really mean, but I actually kind of like it.
But
I love it. That's my favorite thing in this whole Rise of Skywalker episode 9 crap. I love this part.
It's a trap. Said, yeah, but who's Rey's mother? No one.
No one.
That's what I was
Exactly.
going to say. If it says through natural methods, that means that Palpatine sex trafficked to have sex with his failed son.
Yep, just like he just bought off some slave or something.
yeah, but if are they
Hey,
now
Jabba
trying
the
to
Hutt,
say that
I
all of his
need a
clones
woman
were his
for my
children?
son.
Well,
So does that
Yeah.
make Snoke a child of Palpatine?
Yeah,
I have
right.
no idea. Probably.
Teresa, this is why I said all this does is raise a hell of a lot more questions than it solves.
Yep,
When
Snoke
I
is.
saw a movie,
yep.
yeah, you should be able to see a movie and know what it's saying. When they said granddaughter, that means granddaughter.
Yeah, all this, like, let's take the novelization for Revenge of the Sith. It nicely filled in like the saber fight between Anakin and Dooku. All the book showed you what Anakin was thinking as he was fighting. It didn't change the fight really in any meaningful way besides make it a little flashier and a little more well developed, but it didn't contradict the movie versus this book and the movie, where the book is completely contradicting the movie repeatedly.
And
I
you
like how
didn't
this
need
is-
the
this is
novelization
clearly-
of Revenge of the Sith to understand what you saw in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, you didn't. All it did was just embellish it a little bit more, but it didn't nearly change anything, and you didn't have to, read the book to understand the movie.
Interesting timeline where Sith Kryptonian is related to all of this.
Oh, of course he is.
He's the key to all of this.
Ah,
This is
And you
all
know
your
what?
fault.
Here's
This is
my
all your fault,
question.
Sith.
but you know what? I would have
Here's my
rather.
question. If I clone myself and it's a failed clone, that's still me. If that person has a child, that would be my child, not my grandchild.
Yeah.
PB,
Like if you're looking
like-
at the chromosomes of the person, it's only one stage away, not 2 stages.
Yeah, I know.
So
Right.
their
Sure, and wouldn't a failed
explanation
clone be
is
one-
also a lie.
But there is one thing that could save it. It was a failed, not entirely complete clone, so maybe that clone had a little bit of DNA from somewhere else to fill in the blanks.
That's possible.
Man,
It's
that's
possible, but it's thin. It's real thin.
It's real thin. We're about to fall through the ice and drown.
Yeah. or as Riggs and Murtaugh said, this is thin. No, this is real thin.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
What
it just
next?
reminds me that the whole thing was a mistake. The whole sequel trilogy was a mistake. In my head, I've just seen it as fan fiction, very expensive fan fiction. I just can't accept the story because it's just a crappy story.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh my gosh. And then Trap says, he makes a good point. He says, to be fair, the same thing happened with Django and Boba. Even though Boba was an unaltered clone of Django, Django considered him a son.
Yeah, but he raised them as father to son.
Essentially.
That was the thing. That was the thing, essentially. But
this was like, you are an embarrassment. Off with you. It looks
Even if you
nothing.
killed
And
him.
the adult guy, the actual guy looks nothing like him. Let's
Good
see.
point.
Palpatine's son.
Well, and they don't set it up differently. From the outset, when you're introduced to Django and Boba in episode 2, they tell you immediately that's a clone of his that he asked us not to alter with speeding up their how they age, and he was going to raise him as a son. Nowhere in there do they just say, oh, well, that's his kid that he had with one of the cloners.
Okay. That does not look a thing like Palpatine.
so that's why I'm saying they said it was like, that they may have added in someone else's DNA to make the clone because it couldn't just, be done, or they had to, tinker with the genome.
But then it wouldn't be a clone, though, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
I know. Like I
No,
said,
it would
this
be
is
like it would still be a science experiment, but I mean, geez, not quite. The purpose of cloning is to have an identical copy. If it's to be believed that he's using, and it wasn't he the one that was using that, manipulating and pulling the strings behind like all the clones to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he invented the shit. So
well,
how
no,
come,
he didn't invent it. He didn't invent it. He just had
no,
it done.
no, he pretty much distributed it. I mean, I know, okay, he didn't invent it, but like he pretty much, he was with it since the beginning. He knows how the process works. So what is he doing differently that is making this guy look completely different? Is he doing like something like
He's
because
not
he's not using
using
the same process?
He's not using the same process, nor is he using the same cloners, because by the time of that point, he's basically destroyed Camino. Camino cloners are gone by that point, so he's basically getting someone else to do it from scratch. And different cloning process.
But how does it? Or is he trying to relearn it, or trying to get somebody to?
He never had anything to do with it. He basically just contracted out, and someone else did it. He never had a thing to do with it. Like, he never invented the process. He basically just made an army, had an army made. And that's
I understand that, but he's involved in both processes.
No, he's not.
Not directly, but he'd not hands on, but in terms of what he wants in negotiations.
Oh yeah, but
that's what I'm talking about. But
he's
he would
involved in the cloning as much as Trump is involved with the vaccine for coronavirus.
that'd be about it. He basically just ordered it, and then someone else does it.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there would be some sort of consistency, but I guess he just didn't pay attention.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm trying to.
Right. He might have not been
trying to
paying
figure out
attention
how
at the time, but I assume
the only
after the
explanation-
years have gone by, he still has access to the files.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I don't know, but we're trying too hard to make sense out of something that's
Completely illogical.
nonsensical.
That's
Something
total
like
nonsensical.
bullshit.
He was a powerful failure. That's how we'll go. That's
the best
why
quote.
powerful failure. Could not. I can't even bear to look upon such disappointing ordinariness.
Oh, that's such terrible writing.
You're so boring.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, all I have to say about that is this.
It's
Is
so
the
bad.
simple fact that I want the EU back, and for it to be canon and not Legends, and completely get rid of Disney Star Wars, because it's just vapid shit.
That's not gonna happen though.
I know, but I can't fault the guy for wanting it, because I'm with Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers that we just need to completely shit can Disney Star Wars, because it's been nothing but pain. I would even give up Rebels and The Mandalorian to get rid of all these terrible movies.
I want to redo. just start from scratch, do it all over again. I don't
As
know.
Mark Hamill says, the
You
great
want to
tragedy is
redo it?
it's too late. Carrie's gone. They missed their chance.
Yeah, I say they need to take
Yeah.
off, nuke the trilogy from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Well, it's almost already gone from memory.
More
It used to be
loopholes
when a
and
Star Wars movie would come out. To be honest, it would still be in the theaters by this point. At this point, we'd all be going to see it over and over and over again.
Yeah, isn't it already on Blu-ray? Or
It's coming real soon.
It's
Okay.
soon, but I'm pretty sure those Blu-ray sales are going to be junk.
I'm not going to bother. There's no point in watching it.
Like I said, all I have to say is the EU
the
is
end of the month,
expansion.
apparently.
Fatal J had a $2. No one
Oh.
trained his clone. Basically, his clone was worthless, and he just basically threw it to the side.
Oh, Fatal J. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Says
Hello.
Palpatine trained. Who trained his clone?
No one.
Nobody. That's why he was a powerful failure.
What up, Fatal J?
Oh my God, PB. Now is not the time to. Maybe it is the time to do the. You can do Fatal Jack if you want. I guess. I know you really want to. No, I'm kidding. Fatal J, very nice to see you, man. So that's what it looks like right here. He just kind of made it up.
Oh,
So who's
shit, son. Fucking Palpatine was training clones and shit. Oh, bullshit.
All right, that's enough. All right, we love you, Fatal J. I gotta have you on sometime. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right.
My goodness.
Where is Fatal Jack? He's right there. He's very excited or very angry. I can't tell.
Nah, he
oh my gosh.
enjoyed it.
Generation Production says PB joke. They tried to Ray. I don't know what the hell he's. No, never mind. They dropped the lightsaber. I don't know what that means. Oh well. Hey, what's up, Echo Base Network?
Hey.
How you doing?
Echo Base Network.
All right. Now getting back to this though. So what is this like? How does this like? Are we trying too hard to make sense of this?
Yes.
Like, are we trying too hard to like come up? Is there any reason why? Like, why is it that novelizations and comic books are supposed to fill in plot holes or whatever, or trying to make sense of the movie? I mean, like, why couldn't the movie just do it? Are we
Justin, it's a marketing ploy. Look at the Halo franchise. Look at the lead up to Halo 4 and all the books that came in between Halo 3 and Halo 4. If you didn't read the books before Halo 4, you almost didn't understand Halo 4. It's like, how the hell did we get here? Well, there's all these books explaining. So you mean I have to go read 20 books to understand one game? It's a marketing ploy.
Yes.
That's why they do it.
I feel like that's also why they also. I feel like some filmmakers just decide to put in mistakes on purpose, just so fans can tear it apart in articles, in angry articles online.
What?
I think
That's a conspiracy theory.
Is it though?
I wonder.
No. Well, no, it's like sometimes you just want to tell these gigantic grand stories, but then they're like, yeah, you only have 2 hours and you have like 3.5 hours worth of material and you got to leave an hour and a half on the cutting floor. Well, where can you fit in that hour and a half? Books, comics,
a sequel.
Yeah.
I ain't
You
reading
have
the
an
book.
hour and a half on the cutting room floor. I mean, may as well. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
If you can make it work.
I'm of the opinion that 9, for better or for worse, needed to be split up into 2 movies. The first movie just to completely undo the colossal fuck up that Ryan Johnson left behind. And then number 10 to actually tell the actual story.
You know what? That's so strange. It's interesting to me that people in the fandom, even though I didn't say anything along these lines, I never thought that it would be economically feasible to split it up into 2 parts. I just thought that would never happen in my life, and it didn't, thank goodness. But it's interesting that people like Scott Mendelson said that maybe it should have been split into 2 parts, or a lot of other people have been saying that. John Campea actually is the one. Maybe not
Scott Mendelson
John Campea said it should have been 2
interesting.
parts, and this is very infuriating when people like Jeremy have been saying this for over a year, like pretty much.
I've been saying it since I said it 2 days after I saw The Last Jedi. It's like they're gonna have to do 2 movies just to unscrew this mess.
I know. I mean so
do they really have to do 2? Because I was always of the mindset that one character or another, and it probably would have been Rey, could have literally woken up from the nightmare that was The Last Jedi, and then you continue the story.
Well, the thing is, you still have to have
work.
You can have Luke wake up and be like, from a Force vision, like, whoa, I don't want to do that. Let's actually train this girl when she shows up, and then there's Rey handing him the lightsaber. Many people said they wish that would have happened.
That would have been sweet.
Ooh, there you go.
That would have been the big middle finger to Ryan Johnson of, that was just a trial and
then
error.
You can still do whatever you want with the movie.
Yeah. But the thing is, and this is going to sound like blasphemy, the premise of The Last Jedi wasn't bad. It was just terribly executed.
Well, the premise was slow motion space chase.
Well, the thing is, I know. The space chase made me think I was watching Master and Commander in space, and it's like, this makes no sense when you have 4th dimensional technology.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, but I would have turned that chase into a Star Wars version of the Battlestar Galactica episode 33 minutes.
Ooh.
Where
what season is that from?
The first season. It's literally the first episode after the pilot.
Yeah, the second episode.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, I would have made the second
Could you explain that for people who haven't seen that?
Okay, in Battlestar Galactica, the second episode, it's after the pilot. Basically,
not getting too much into detail, but just like generally the comparisons.
Well, basically in Battlestar Galactica, for most of the episode, every 33 minutes, the Cylons jump in to attack them, and they have to jump away, and they reset the clock. And every 33 minutes, they're just being attacked and attacked and attacked until finally they get away. Okay. Now, I wouldn't exactly do that, but it would basically be the Resistance jumps away. They think they're safe. Maybe 10 or 12 hours go by. They get jumped. They run away again. Maybe a week goes by and they're sailing away. Then the First Order jumps on them again, and they have to run away. And, they're just being hounded. They're, like hounds chasing the fox, and they're harrying the Resistance. But this is taking place over the matter of months. You see the Radish and the ships just getting worn down as they're running out of supplies, ammo, ships. The Radish is practically falling apart. That's what I would have done. And when you make this story last months, guess what that gives Rey and Luke? Months to train. Now tell me that wouldn't have been a better story.
Well, anything would have been a better story for sure.
Yeah, but
that's the safe answer.
The time frame allows for a better story.
It allows the time. It allows the story to breathe. And I would have had a Canto Bight scene. Like I would have had a Canto Bight.
Similar to Empire Strikes Back, you don't know exactly how much time passes, but it's more than a day.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the Canto Bight sequence, I would have kept it in, but it'd been a much shorter, and 2 different people would have been going for a much different reason. It would have been Holdo and Poe that go to Canto Bight to meet a contact to see if they can find some more ships to replace the fighters that they lost. And I just picked the name out of the hat of Talon Card from the EU books.
Talon Card.
Yeah, and he's an information/supplies broker. They ask him, "Hey, we lost our fighters. Do you have any more? Do you know where we can get some?" And Talon Card would basically go, it ain't going to be the most frontline stuff. In fact, you're going to see some very old X-Wings, probably some Z95s. They're very well refurbished, but that's about all I can do for you because Incom ain't here no more. And Poe, be freaking out, but Holdo would be like, Poe, calm down. Some ship is better than no ship. We'll take them. Stuff like that. And
but then she's got to say to him, I thought you could fly anything.
And that could be a joke. But the thing is, Holdo is teaching Poe how to be a rebel. Instead of Holdo always lambasting, chastising, and then at the end of the movie, I think he's such a great guy. It's like, no, teach him to be a rebel. You have this information. He apparently doesn't know. So spend the movie teaching him how to deal with, command level choices at a very high stakes game. Stuff like that. The movie could have been so much better. And I'm going completely off the rails here, so I'm going to stop now.
Oh no, I was having a lot of fun listening to that.
Me too.
Fatal J, can you please stop
good.
posting spoilers in the comments section?
What
How
is he?
dare
What
you?
is he spoiling?
I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about. Just messing with him.
But that's the kind
this.
of
Okay.
and that's what I say when The Last Jedi had an okay premise. It just executed it like pure shit.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing, if I can give him at least Rian Johnson at least just one compliment, just one, is that he's very good. He is very good at putting you on the edge of your seat, like in terms of like cringiness. Just, he's really great at that. I mean, for example, like just something a little simple, like the Porgs putting their feet on the lightsaber. One of them might accidentally ignite it, and you're like, oh my god, is he gonna ignite it? Oh, nope, doesn't happen. Okay. Or when the one chick in Knives Out throws up into the Coke, into the guy's soda. I don't know if you guys who's seen Knives Out.
Like I said,
wow,
I've seen
that sounds so compelling.
Okay, that happens. No, it happens in there, and then
guy doesn't understand the path.
You don't know if he's
right now. Like we're sitting here tearing apart a Rian Johnson movie, and he's like, "You guys see Knives Out? Fuck no, man. Fuck no."
Okay, well, anyways,
I played
the point
Clue
is
last week. I saw Knives Out happen on my coffee table.
Okay, all right, fine. You know what? No, fair enough. But it's my point is he is good at like putting you on that edge of like cringiness, like, oh my god, like what the hell is he gonna like? What's gonna happen next? Like, you're not. It's not boring, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like all the
I'll
time.
agree with you there. I was not bored while I was watching The Last Jedi because it's hard to be bored while you're pissed off.
Exactly.
I will give you that.
When you're a red hot rage.
Perp Minded says Knives Out is dope. It's nothing like Clue, PB.
Oh.
Apparently, I need to get a clue.
But no, Teresa,
Colonel Mustard
I wasn't in a rage so much as I was just sitting here going, like the Leia Poppin scenes, I was laughing hysterically, like physics doesn't work like that. that was the thought that went through my head. Physics does not work like that.
Yeah. I thought what was happening in that scene when it happened, like I'm seeing it happen on the screen, I was like, oh, she's using the Force to pull the ship, and because she's in space, it's pulling her towards it. And I was like, oh, I guess that kind of works. And then I get out of the theater, and I have it explained to me, and they say, no, that's not what she was doing at all. She was firing the Force out of her fucking asshole to fly through space. And I was like, oh, well, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Force parts? What the fuck?
or like when Kylo Ren flies to the hangar and blows up everything. It's like, do these people not understand what shields are?
Nope, they don't get shields. Like, apparently they didn't watch Rogue One. The movie that came out right frickin' before it?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, we know they don't watch each other's stuff.
My God.
Now, Rogue One, for all its faults, even without the Vader scene, was still a decent movie.
Oh yeah, I
Nah,
loved it. I loved Rogue One.
boring.
No, Rogue One was not boring. You're ridiculous. It is a good movie. It has a good story to it. The characters are enjoyable. It does have
Even
a
though they're-
character that, you know, he kind of uses the Force. And the Vader scenes are like having a cake, and you're like, yeah, I like cake. And then Vader comes along, and you're like, oh, you put cream cheese frosting on that? I will eat the entire thing. Thank you very much.
Michael Brent says, "Does Disney understand what a great lightsaber fight is? The lightsaber fight in The Last Jedi, or lack thereof. That wasn't really a lightsaber fight. Doesn't count.
No, they were
It wasn't
basically
one.
sitting there smacking sticks together.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they were
hold
doing a
on now.
ballet routine because it was also choreographed.
Right.
Wait
I
a
mean,
second.
I watched that quote unquote lightsaber fiend in Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, are they going to try to hit each other, or are they just trying to hit their swords? Because no one's trying for a kill shot.
Yeah.
Even
They only go for kill shots when they erase the other sword from the hand.
yeah, but
I love you, Gary
Even-
North. Gary North is correct. Rogue One is garbage.
What
I
up,
fell
Gary?
asleep watching that movie.
eh.
Oh my God, Gary. Don't take your Vicodin before you watch a movie.
but no, even people who claim the lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Vader in the original Star Wars, that was more engaging than the one in Rise of Skywalker, because you could tell they are actually trying kill shots and having to deflect actual shots that, you know, if they didn't block and it was a real lightsaber, would have killed them. I mean,
So-
even Jesse.
Ryan Johnson does. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, but even Jessie Milestone, she broke down because she's a trained fencer, and was like, when Obi-Wan's like doing that circle move where he's blocking Vader's saber, it's like, that's a real move to, you know, stop someone from stabbing you.
It's just lame to look at.
Okay, so we all
Kind of.
agree that there's no actual lightsaber fight in the movie, but maybe we're all wrong because Ryan Johnson reinterprets everything of Star Wars in his movie, and in that same scene, both Rey and Kylo Ren at the end are literally fighting with the Force over a lightsaber. Is that a
Oh.
lightsaber fight?
It from a certain point of view.
Everything Star
Ah!
Wars, everything Star Wars. That's exactly why I go to watch Fast and Furious movies. I'm not
If you
watching
like,
all plot, no action, all action, no plot. That's what I assume a Fast and Furious movie is going to be.
can
and
you explain to me why the fuck Han is back?
I have no idea. And the first time I saw that, I tilted my head and I'm like, why?
Like, come on. Like, resurrection is now going to be a thing. I guess, like, fire, just he was fireproof. He, you know, his
He
ashes
got out
weren't
of the
real.
car. He got out of the
He
car.
got out of the car and ran
second.
away. That one kid that's in Tokyo is just who's never seen ever again.
Yeah. Well, no, he was seen in he was seen in the last one for like 2 minutes.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys completely lost me when you said Han. I'm thinking Han Solo. What? The hell
No,
are we
no,
talking
Fast
about?
and Furious.
I have not seen those.
That's
But-
just confused me.
Well, the thing is, like I said, I don't go to watch a Fast and the Furious movie for the story. I go to see what the fuck they're going to do with a car this time.
And that's exactly what the franchise should be. It should be that kind of fun. It's like American Pie. I just expect
Wacky, zany shit to come out of American Pie.
Yeah, you're not
Like-
expecting War and Peace.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
expecting. All I'm expecting is just some sort of, you know,
You're
some raunchy sex humor, and then just
Teenage angst.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. And Stifler, you know, being a perv and being funny like that because he's allowed to be.
and then American
great. And
Reunion. And then
fun.
American Reunion, you're just expecting them to come back after they've been out in the world for 15, 20 years and still do stupid, funny shit, but as adults.
And they do. They do exactly that. They give you exactly what you want, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, and anyways, Michael Brent says, does anyone remember the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker? That is what a lightsaber fight is supposed to be. In fact, I would argue that all the fights in Revenge of the Sith are amazing, and those are the kind of lightsaber fights, like if you were like me who grew up more with the prequels, like I saw them first, so I was spoiled as hell with lightsaber fights. And now with the original trilogy, there were some technological advances that weren't quite there by the time episode 1 came out.
Yeah,
that's why they were able to use what they could to make an epic lightsaber fight, and it was amazing.
Yeah, but the thing
Best
is,
part
though,
of the movie.
None
And
of
then
the
we go
lightsaber
back.
fights in Revenge of the Sith will ever equal the emotion of the final fight between Vader and Luke.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
even close. And when Luke loses it and wails on Vader, you're
Yes.
really on the edge of your seat just going, oh, shit.
Yes.
And
that
then,
music.
yeah, and then when he finally cuts his hand off and he's standing there and Palpatine's talking, your emotion. I'm sorry, I never got that emotional rush that I got in Revenge of the Sith watching either Palpatine and Yoda go at it or Obi-Wan and Anakin go at it. Though the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight was very good.
Oh,
And-
I was about
and
to say, yeah, the
emo-
Obi-Wan and Anakin fight came pretty daggone close as far as emotion, especially when Ewan McGregor is just bawling and yelling, "You were my brother, I loved you." Yeah,
And he catches
Yeah.
on fire, and then you literally see him die. You watch Anakin Skywalker die, burning in his flesh off. Oh my god! Just basically becoming pretty much a cripple who just has to be confined to this hell of a body that's been poorly constructed.
But
and uncomfortable.
there was one sequence in the Obi-Wan Anakin fight that bothered the hell out of me when they're basically just sitting there wailing their sabers around in circles in front of each other before they finally clash, and I'm like, what was the point of that besides wasting energy? I literally watched that entire sequence where they're sitting there wailing their sabers around, and then they clash, and then they try to use the Force on each other. But that entire sequence where they're just whipping their sabers around their body, I was just like, that is so dumb.
Well, I took that
Right.
as that since they kind of knew each other's moves so much, it was showing how they couldn't quite hit each other because they kept guessing each other's moves.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do something that flashy to waste that much energy. But I will say this, for the strikes, you could tell, even though it was choreographed, it looked like they were actually trying to hit each other, not just bang on each other's sabers.
Right,
Yeah.
PB. Apparently,
Justin.
PB has to go.
Oh,
You gotta go, man.
Yeah, I need to leave before I start a lightsaber fight with my wife.
She'll win.
Okay, then.
It was
Have
great
fun.
to be here and meet you, Teresa and Jeff.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
PB, we've streamed before, PB. It's been a while, but we have.
When?
Oh hell!
On
I can't
whose
remember whose
channel?
stream. I want to say it was either Rookie
Angus?
or Angus.
Yeah, I don't think I ever been on. Well, I don't think I ever been on Rookie's channel, but I
And
know
then it
I've
was
been
Angus.
on.
I'm sure you guys have
Okay.
crossed paths.
Yeah, that would have been a long time ago.
Oh, it's been a while. I haven't
Well,
streamed in
shit.
ages.
Actually, you know what? Yeah. You know what? This actually, does anybody else, before we all, wrap it up here, does anybody else have anything else to comment on of what we talked about?
There is nothing that is going to
Yeah.
save Rise of Skywalker. The
I
book
mean-
can't do it. Nothing can.
No.
It's already done.
I have a billion comments, and we don't have enough time. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Take
All
it
right,
easy,
all right.
PB.
Okay, adios. Yeah, there's nothing that can change it.
You did it again! Unbelievable! Oh my god!
Wait, did
I didn't
Proper kick
realize that
himself?
he had to leave too. All right, well I'm gonna leave. Okay, he's back now. Bye, Justin.
Justin, you idiot.
You putz.
Hey, it happens. It happens. Bye, PB. Get the fuck out.
Holy moly.
That's not what happened, but we'll go with it. Now everyone is laughing at me at the silliness, and I'll just have you know. All right, now I was joking that time.
Okay.
Anyways, I think it's about time.
Jeff will just take over the channel.
Sure.
All right.
Oh my gosh, it's a trap. It's a better ending than The Rise of Skywalker.
Much better ending. I agree with that 100%.
Oh,
Love it.
oh, Justin, you never fail to make me laugh my ass off.
Oh, well, why? Thank you.
You never fail, ever.
All right. Well, anyways, we're about to wrap it up here. So, Jeff, yeah, anything you want to plug? Tell the people what you got going on.
I really don't have much going on, but like I told you off air, no later than 14 days from now, on March 19th, I will be having a little boy coming to this world.
Woohoo!
Hopefully sooner than that, but
Hooray!
the 19th
Congratulations.
at 12:30.
It'll
Yeah,
be Iron Wolf Jr. Yay!
okay, our baby.
A baby cub. Oh,
I'm almost done.
pub. Whatever
Yeah.
they're called. They're called cubs. Yeah. Pups. Yeah. Wolf
Yeah,
pups.
little cub,
Sure.
little baby
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
Is it a
Little
boy?
one.
yeah, it's a boy. His name will be Ethan Alexander.
Aw,
Little
that's so
cutie
nice. Well,
And no, I
anyways-
did not name him after Ethan Van Sciver.
Yes, you did.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
you did.
No.
Trap says name him Anakin.
Oh God, no! My wife would shoot me.
Oh no.
All right, Teresa, you got anything you want to plug?
Oh, well, myself, you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter's up there. I do a lot of travel on my YouTube channel. Oh, lots of different things. Lately, I've been doing some interviews with, frankly, anyone that likes to be interviewed. I love doing interviews. I love doing travel. Anything that comes to my fancy, you'll see on there. So maybe check out my YouTube channel. And thank you very much, Justin Proper, for having me on.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure.
Oh, I forgot to plug my channel. Basically, I'm like Hardcore Harry from Pump Up the Volume. I just kind of do whatever the hell I think about, and I just kind of spew it on my channel. It's very cathartic for anybody out there that needs some catharsis. Just make a YouTube video. It's really cathartic when you get it out there and just done. It's like, I feel better about life.
Oh, yeah. Fierce cathartic.
Speaking of which, Trap seems to like the name Alexander.
Yeah, that's going to be his middle name. And in fact, I came up with that name because we were spitballing names. My wife just kind of tilted her head, looked at me, and she was like, I love that. We're going with that. And I'm like, okay.
Alexander the Great.
All right. Anyways, guys, this is Justin Proper. This has been This Week in Bullshit. I cannot wait for next week. Next week is going to be Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me, and have a great day. Live long and proper, everybody.
Live long and proper.
Live long and proper.